Man, oh man, this is the only choice and the only way we have to go from here. Literally, Braun Breaker turning on Seth Rollins. Everybody knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. This is the best choice. You feel me? Braun Breaker's the future. He's 28 years old, so this is the best way you do for him right now. You feel me? Seth Rollins is going to be out of his prime very soon. You feel me? And Bronson Reed is going to be a lackey, right? So on Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins says he doesn't need Paul Heyman. He doesn't need the Vision, right? After Paul Heyman said that if you lose to Cody Rhodes, I'm going to ask myself, why did I turn on Roman Reigns for you? I would have told Paul Heyman, like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about, nigga? You turned on him for me. What are you talking about? Basically, you chose to be on my side. What are you talking about? So, this is the best choice because at the end of the day, they were going to turn on Seth Rollins anyways, and Braun Breaker was going to turn on him. This is the only way we do it. So eventually, a Saturday night main event, we're probably going to get Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins for the world title on November 1st. So, yeah. Here's the thing about this group. This group sucked. This group was a waste of time. Pretty much one of the worst groups performed ever in WWE. Because number one, Braun Breaker's being held back. He should have been world champion. You feel me? Number two, Seth Rollins should have been a WWE champion, being John Cena. You know what I'm saying? Now, that would have been better. Seth Rollins is the champion who beat John Cena, right? And Braun Breaker, the world heavyweight champion who the Thorn Gunther and Jey Uso. You know what I'm saying? So that would have been a lot better. Bronson Reed, I don't even care what you do with him. He's just a lackey. He's not going to make it. If you push him as champion, fine. I can't do anything about that, but I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. He does not deserve to be world champion. We should not put him in that shit, right? This whole group was a waste of time. Like Paul Heyman, yeah, I understand. Paul Heyman was there with Brock Lesnar was champion, blah, blah, blah. But Lesnar became a multi-time world champion without him. He became a UFC champion, New Japan champion without Paul Heyman. So Paul Heyman is not this vision or this genius, this visionary that everybody's saying that he is or think he is. He can't even hold his own company down. He needed the money from Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon gave him some finances for ECW. You feel me? He gave him some money. And literally, he couldn't hold it down. He fucking lost, so he said, you know what I'm saying? He just gave up. He gave up because he couldn't afford that shit. Paul Heyman didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He's never going to be like Vince. Nobody's going to be like Vince. I can't be like Vince. Excuse me. I can't be like a fucking Road Dogg. I mean, Road Dogg sucks on creative. I can't be like Vince on creative. So at the end of the day, Paul Heyman is not taking Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed to the next level. Like, eventually, Braun Breaker's not going to need Paul Heyman. He's going to be terrorizing Paul Heyman, making Paul Heyman scared for his life. You know what I'm saying? Because Paul Heyman, he even grabbed Paul Heyman. He said, are you with me or are you not? You feel me? He even asked Bronson Reed, and Bronson Reed took out Seth Rollins again. Like, this is the guy that almost took Seth Rollins out and almost ended his career. Like, eventually, this didn't make any sense for him to join the group. Because he was the one who really almost ended his career last year. Did you guys forget what happened? He almost ended this guy's career. And Paul Heyman his fat ass was a sit there and not, you know what I'm saying? Roman didn't save him, whatever, but at the same time, Paul Heyman didn't need nobody. Nobody was going to be there for him. And maybe that was his karma because he turns on everybody for Roman Reigns not to save him at the WrestleMania. So maybe that was karma for Paul. We don't care. I don't know. That's where I'm at right now and had to realize too. Here's the thing, right? Paul Heyman's always been known for turning on people. So we all know Paul Heyman's going to turn on anybody. He's going to turn on Braun Breaker. He's going to turn on Bronson Reed. So this whole Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman thing is not going to last either. Braun Breaker doesn't need Paul Heyman. Here's the problem. Here's the thing, right? Seth Rollins never needed Paul Heyman. Seth Rollins became a multi-time world champion without Paul Heyman, while Paul Heyman was with Roman Reigns sucking his balls. You feel what I'm saying? CM Punk became a multi-time world champion without Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman just hopped in and whoop for only a couple months and turned on him, right? He said he was there for CM Punk when he was in ECW, blah, blah. Why weren't you there when he won his first world title? Why wasn't Paul Heyman there when CM Punk was in his prime in 2008? You feel me? He's not this genius that he's saying that he is. Y'all got to realize that, bro. He can't even hold his own company down. And this group is a failure. Braun Breaker being world champion is the best move at this point. Because if that's not going to happen, we're just wasting his career at this point, bro. Like, Seth Rollins needs to pass the torch one day. And he's not going to be here. By 2030, Braun Breaker is going to be taking that role. And I don't care what nobody say. Well, I don't like his finisher and his signature, but he's too fast, man. He's stupid on the mic. He sounds retarded. Well, shut the fuck up. No, everybody has their own opinions. All this dude needs to go and do is get a new signature and get better with his movesets. I got to move for Bron Breakker. What he needs to do is get on top of the turnbuckle, and I don't fucking know. Do a big boot on top of the fucking turnbuckle. Get on top of the turnbuckle and kick a nigga. Like super kick the shit out that motherfucker, right? And then you get up, you take him by his neck, and you slam him on his stomach, right? So, I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with something for Bron Breakker, because the spare and the jumping is not fitting for him. So I understand what y'all saying. He needs a better moveset, and he's only like 200 pounds. He's not like a Brock Lesnar. He's not Bobby Lashley. Like, he's lighter than them guys. So he's going to have his own moveset, right? So it's like, come on now. He just need better promos. He just need to get better with mic skills. He's going to evolve. He's going to get better. Give that nigga some time. Remember, he's not 30 yet, so he needs to get it together. But pushing him as world champion could take him there. I think he'll be funny as world champion. You know what I'm saying? Be on that mic talking shit and sparing people out of nowhere. The world champion's there every day, nonstop, every week. Now, eventually, Triple H is not going to have him there every week because no world champions wrestles every week. Bron Breakker's not going to wrestle every week if he's world champion, sadly. At this times where I don't even care about the world title no more because nobody's going to wrestle every week. I don't care if we show up every week. We need a fucking match. You know what I'm saying? Because in those matches, they can get better. They can make history wrestling every week. That's why John Cena, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, all of them are known out here and are famous and shit because they wrestled every week and they made things happen. They put in work. Cody Rhodes, Drew Gunther shows up like every 3 or 4 weeks. They don't wrestle. They just wrestle every PLE and don't show up for 3 months and then shows up again and leaves again. That's all they do. Nobody wrestles. The least we're gonna get is like Bronson Reed and fucking Jey Uso in a main event. You feel me? We can't even at least get Cody Rhodes or Seth Rollins wrestling. And Roman Reigns don't wrestle no more. You know what I'm saying? And he said his body can't take it. So eventually, that's why I keep saying, look on the Pat McAfee show. He said, well, my body can't take it no more. So I said, hey, why don't I just ruin it some more going to Crown Jewel? You feel me? So that's why I said he should just retire at this point. And I'm not lying. Roman Reigns should retire at this point. Like, really, this whole Vision group is fucking a failure. It's a whole failure at this point. Like, really. Bron Breakker's side with Paul Heyman's the only move at this point. Like, really, this Vision group made no sense at all. Like, why would you have somebody in your group who try to end your career? Why would you have somebody who try to end your career in the group, right? Now, it's good. Keep Bron Breakker in there, right? I'd rather just put fucking, I don't know, Penta in there instead. But not somebody who tried to end my career. It didn't make any sense. And that's that Triple H booking. Why would you want to put somebody in the group that tried to end his career? Now, that didn't make any sense. Eventually, this group needed to end. And that's the reason why Triple H needs to get out of the office, because he doesn't know what he's doing. Bron Breakker being world champion is the best move. He don't even need Paul Heyman. Seth Rollins never needed Paul Heyman. Ever. Paul Heyman can't even hold down his whole company. Why the fuck does Paul Heyman need to manage these guys? I don't care if he sides with Brock Lesnar at this point, because Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman are known for being around each other, so why not? Eventually, Bron Breakker's going to win the world title. I would like for Lesnar to come back on a full-time schedule and beat him at WrestleMania. Bron Breakker WrestleMania. Maybe Seth could beat him at SummerSlam, whatever. I don't know, but that's what I would do. Have Brock Lesnar, go against Bron Breakker. Have that feud for the world title. Now, that's what I would do, because I want to see Bron Breakker versus Brock Lesnar. That's the move from here. Seth Rollins being out the picture for a while, it's not so bad. He can have a feud with Bronson Reed. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care at this point, because eventually, everybody's going to be gone, and his company is going to go to shambles. This is the only way we do it, because if the Vision was around till next year, oh my God, it would be just, the show would be worse. Seriously.